Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stamp and Chat Live. I am Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the United States and around the world. Tonight, we're going to have some fun because we're going to be playing with the new Master Layouts 11 die set. Now, this die set is a fun one because there's lots of different things that you can do with it. It looks like postage stamps, but you can also use just the plain die that cuts out 4 windows for the front of your card. There's all kinds of fun things to do. And that's what we're going to get into tonight. But before we do, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing great. What a day. What a crazy day.
It was a crazy day today, right?
Beautiful day here in Wisconsin. Great weather.
I know. I was thinking about that. Like, I mean, for trick or treat, having that kind of weather, I can remember it snowing on Halloween here in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Hello to all from all over the world, the globe, stamping friends from all over.
Tom's looking at all the comments right now. That's what he's checking everybody out and where you're coming in from. That's awesome. Yeah, so we've had great weather here in Wisconsin, and I guess, you know, we're not used to it this time of year. So every warm day that we have, it shortens our winter a little bit, and I like that. I hope you guys are having good weather where you are. It's not too hot and not too cold. All right, so now that Halloween is past, and Thanksgiving is right around the corner, it's kind of really starting to feel a little more festive. And I'm starting to enjoy this whole Christmas card making thing more and more as the weeks go by. I haven't started Christmas shopping yet, but, you know, that'll come. That's going to be a one-day thing, quick, get it in, get it done. But let's take a look at the die set that we're going to use tonight. It is right here. This is the Master Layouts 11 die set. Now, this one is super fun. My friend Jennifer McGuire had this idea for postage stamps. She's like, could we do something with postage stamps? And I was like, I'm on it. And so I showed her a few different ideas, and she liked the idea of 4 up. So we did this 4 up postage stamp thing, which is really fun. And then I added a whole bunch of things to it. Now, one of the things that I did in this set, I don't know if those of you who have this, you may not have noticed this, but this is exactly the size of an A2 card front, which is really nice because it makes it really easy to center and really easy to cut out. So this allows you to do kind of a peekaboo card where you take your A2 card base and you cut these 4 windows out, and then you score it right at the 5.5-inch mark here, and you make your card, and then you've got 4 windows. So you're actually decorating the outside of the card and the inside of the card at the same time, which is super fun. People are always saying, what do I do with the inside of my card? Well, this kind of card is perfect because when you open it up, your design is on the inside, but then when you close it, everything is peeking through the windows. So that's really fun. Now, some other dies that are in here, I wanted to show you the other ones that I came up with for this. Let's see. Do the edges of this die cut the cardstock? No, they don't. This die does not cut the cardstock. The purpose of this die is, number one, to create a stencil that you can then stencil on the insides of these postage stamps. And it also cuts windows out of the front of your card. So you don't want blades on the end here because this just allows for windows to peek through. Okay, so let me show you what else is in here. I did show you these when they first came out, but I know a lot of you are newer to Gina K Designs, or maybe you weren't at that release party and you're not sure what's in here. But we did some fun things. Like we have a square die and then we have an inside die. So this layers, if you wanted to cut that out in white and have this in black, this layers together, but it will also cut out the center of this if you want. And it'll also make a square stencil so that you can stencil in the center. So we have a square postage die. We have a small little rectangle one, which is super cute. And you can make your own little stamps for your envelopes if you're going to hand deliver. You could still make the envelope look really cute by making your own little stamp for the outside. Or you can do a little handmade by thing for the back of your card using this. Then there's also a circle one that you can cut the circle out and it'll also have the postage edge. And then we have a sentiment strip one that will cut a sentiment strip and the inside of that out as well. Hopefully you guys can see that. I feel like I'm a little far away tonight. But these are so much fun. But I thought I would go right for the big guy here. And I would do something with this one and make a card front. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the card front thing out that I was telling you just to show you how to do it, but I don't think that's going to be my completed card. But I want you to see how easy it is to do. So let's get started first by cutting this out. Okay. So I'm going to get my die cutting machine here, and I'm going to cut this out with some white cardstock. The master layouts are so much fun. There's all kinds of ways to use them, and it just, I don't know, it never gets old. It's so easy to work with when you've got things that coordinate together, right? All right, so I'm going to start with a piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to pop this plate right on to the white cardstock. Now, it's a big plate, so you may want to just tilt it a little bit, makes it go through the machine a little faster. When I say tilt it, just like turn it a little bit so one point goes through the machine first. It just makes it very easy to run through the machine. Okay. And so here is, now for these, I just like bang them on the side. And if any of them can't come out, you can use your craft pick to get them out. They come out pretty easily, but if you bang them just on the side of the desk, that's what I was doing before. Sorry if that's loud, but it really makes it easy. Okay, I got all of them out but one. So I'll just poke that one out in case we want to use it again. There we go. Can't really tell which ones. Okay, so it's all cleaned out. Now this is kind of fun too. It's got that, you can see it's got that little decorative edge there. That would be really fun for a sentiment strip at the bottom if you wanted a little decorative edge. Or you could cut it out and center it and use that as a frame. It would actually be very beautiful too if you're a scrapbooker to use these frames for around your pictures. Something about postage stamps are very festive for the holidays, just because everybody's sending cards and things. So I kind of like this whole look a little bit extra during the holidays. And let's just poke these little things out here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's just the little dots are in there. They pop right out. You can also probably just shake it and tap it on something and most of them will come out, but there we go. Just one more down there. Okay, so we've got all those out and that's ready now. Isn't that cool? It does make a perforation here. So if you wanted to cut that with a paper cutter, you could, and it would turn into 4, but you do have these other dies to do something similar. So if you only need one, why not just do them with the other ones? All right, so now I'm gonna get this out of the way for now. And let me get this piece of cardstock here. I'm going to just tape this down because I'm finding that everything is just drier than usual. And it seems like everything is just super slippery right now. So let me just tape that down. Okay. Now I'm going to create a stencil for this. So I'm going to get my die cutting machine back one more time. And I want to tell you what I like to use to create a stencil. If you guys have any vellum paper laying around, it makes a phenomenal stencil because you can see right through it. And it's pretty sturdy. You can use it over and over again. It isn't very porous. I don't know that I would wipe it down with water, but you definitely can, you know, rub it with a paper towel and clean it up pretty well. So I'm going to make my stencil out of a piece of vellum. Now you can also make it out of a piece of copy paper if you want, or you can make it out of a piece of cardstock. I'm not using cardstock today because I really have to hold it up to the light. You know, I really have to hold it up to be able to see how to line it up on this piece. So I don't want to have to do that. So with vellum, I can show you how it lines up a lot easier because you're going to be able to see right through it. Okay, so I'm going to cut that out. That's just a 1/4 sheet of vellum. And I've made my own stencil. Okay, so now you can see. I'm going to line this up right on here, and I'm going to do a little ink blending. And if you want to save these little vellum panels, you certainly can for some other project that you want to do. I kind of save everything. You guys know that because I've done a couple of scrap videos recently because my scraps were building up so much. Okay. So now for this part, I'm actually going to tape this down. So I have a little washi tape here. I'm just going to tap it on my jeans just to make sure it's not too sticky. And I'm going to roll it like that. And then I'm going to put it in the center of this. And I'm just going to stick it down onto this paper. Okay. Now I want to place my vellum. And it's very easy to see. You can see that you can see the lines right through that, right? Very easy to see. Another reason why I just love the vellum. Let's zoom in a little bit more here. Is that too blurry, Tom?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to get some washi tape and I'm going to tape down my vellum. Now, I do want to make sure that I have my windows. It's easy to make sure that they're even because you want to make sure that the dotted line is right in the middle of those vellum panes. But you should also look down the sides and across the top and the bottom to make sure everything looks really even before you commit. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'm also going to do a little at the top here because I don't want it to shift, and a little at the bottom. Okay. So now I have that nice, even stencil, my do-it-yourself stencil.
So Gina.
Yes.
I did this, and they weren't sure what it meant.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so that just means that I probably slammed my die cutting machine really loud, and that was Tom's headphones just jumping off of his ears. Right?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, so I'm going to get some sea glass ink. We're going to do a very light wash of color here. Yeah, well, because my microphone is right in front of the die cutting machine. It's just a little bit off screen that way. And boy, when it picks up that die cutting machine slamming. So I'm sorry about that to everybody. Okay, so I'm going to take my turquoise blending brush. Now, I do have a little turquoise on here. Oh, your ears too. I'm sorry, Pam. And I'm going to just ink it up with a little bit of sea glass. So I want to get extra ink on here. But I think I'm mixing it with something a little darker, which is totally fine. Now, I'm going to focus mostly on the center here. Okay, so I'm going to work my way out, but I'm not going to do it real heavy all over everything, if that makes sense. I'm starting here in the center, and I'm getting lots of heavy turquoise ink there. And then I'm working my way out in a bigger circle. So my heaviest amount of ink, ooh, I turned the thing a little bit, but that's all right. My heaviest amount of ink is going to be kind of right up in this area. Probably should just hold on to it a little bit. That's okay. It'll be very misty. Okay. We'll see how that looks. You can always do another one if it's not perfect, but if it's better than horrible, it's a win. Now I'm just going to go around lightly around the perimeter. I'm holding everything down here just lightly because I still want to be able to see where the boxes are. So I want to get a little definition around the edge, but not too heavy around the edge, if that makes sense. Okay. So let's pull this up and see what I did. Well, it's not too bad, right? That's better than horrible. It just shifted a little bit up here, but it'll be just fine. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Post-it notes. If you want, you can leave this on here for this part. Why don't we do that just to show you how you can? But if you want to use this again, then don't do this, okay? If you want to keep reusing this and make a whole bunch of these cards, skip this part. I'm going to skip it because I don't know why you go through all this trouble and not make more. So I'm just going to mask off using some Post-it notes here right around the box that I created. Okay. But if you only want to make one card, you can leave the vellum on there, and then I would just mask off these two sides so that your stamping doesn't move into the other boxes. But because I want to make more of those and I want to be able to reuse my little homemade stencil, I'm just going to take it off. All right, so there we go. Now, pick your favorite stamps. So I'm going to use these. This is the Wishing You mini stamp set, and I just love how delicate these snowflakes are. They're super fine. I don't know if you can see how delicate, but I like that, and I think that it just makes for a very, I want to use black. So if I'm using black, it can get kind of harsh if the lines are really thick, but these lines aren't very thick. So let me get my black ink pad, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm just going to test some of these. I've got some paper. I haven't used all of these yet, so I'm just going to test them and make sure they're stamping well. Yeah, see, that's just such a pretty, delicate snowflake. So I'm going to stamp a couple of these, and I'm going to stamp off, and you want to put a little extra pressure because you want to sink down past the Post-it notes. Do one over here, like that. Okay, let me get my tidy towel. Oh, I could use Masking Magic. Absolutely, you can use Masking Magic for sure. I just don't have any Masking Magic sheets left. I'm waiting for my order to come in, and I just happen to have the Post-it notes close by, but Masking Magic would work beautifully. And I'm going to test this one. This is a super delicate one. Oh, I love that. Look how cute that is. Isn't that just the cutest snowflake? Okay, we're going to get that one in here. Put one here. We'll put one over here. All right, and we're going to do a couple more. I'm just keeping these out because I'm going to use them again. Okay, and then we'll use this one. Let's take a look at it. Oh, very cute. So we'll do one here, and we'll do one right up here. Now you can do these in different colors other than black, but I happen to like the way black and turquoise look together. I don't feel like it's too harsh looking. I feel like it just looks really pretty. And see how they don't extend outside the box by masking them off. So let's do another one over here. And you can use other things too. I mean, if you don't want to use snowflakes, maybe you have little holiday critters, or maybe you want to do flowers in there. Maybe you want to use this for something that's completely not holiday and you want to do leaves, whatever makes you happy. So let's do a big one in here. Here's a bigger one. I want to stamp it first and make sure I like it. And I'm going to do this one right in the middle. It's a big stamp. Yeah, that looks good. really want to get it inky. Okay, I'll do one right in the middle here. There we go. And then we'll fill in all around that with these other ones. Do one up here. I find that holiday card making is just so relaxing, but I really enjoy doing it with a glass of wine, a little fruit salad, and maybe a cookie on the side, you know, right? Some Christmas music playing. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear that? Can you guys hear those? Look at how cute they look. Just make sure you do each one differently, you know, so that they're not all exactly the same. It was like drag racing going on behind me. Who heard that? I'm interested to see if the microphone picked that up because that was super loud. Yep, Jackie heard it. Wow. Well, it's obvious we do not have a soundproof studio here. We are right on the very outside wall in the front of our building. So we're right by the road. Okay, so I'm going to use that big one again, but instead of doing it right in the center, I'm going to do two of them coming in, like one here and then one over here. They all heard it. Oh my gosh. It's really loud and crazy. All right, Tom. So we're only... All right, somebody go out and tell them to stop drag racing.
Yeah, when they leave the late shift, they really want to get home and to see the World Series, I guess.
I guess so, yeah. Oh, so Tom, do you have a word of the day today?
Oh, I do have actually 3 words. Related words. So, you know, when you deciding what outfit to wear for your live in the morning, you getting ready, and you go into your wardrobe, right?
Yes.
Your closet.
Yes.
Okay, so I do that normally, but if I had a really rough night, I might use the chair drobe. And if it was a really bad day and a really bad night, or I'm in a hurry, I might use the floor drobe.
I've seen your floor drobe.
And as a last resort, I've even used the lawn drobe.
Oh, God.
So
that's pretty funny.
Words of the day.
The floor drobe. I like that one. That's my favorite. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap this up with some smaller ones on this side. Oh my gosh. The lawn drobe. That's funny. Funny man.
Funny man.
Funny man.
Funny man. Chuck said 3 strikes, I'm out.
Oh no. You're in trouble now. All right. And we'll just do a tiny little one over here. Okay. All right. So isn't that so cool and fun? So fun. Am I still going to demo this with Jennifer? Yeah, it's been hard for Jennifer and I to connect. We had a plan and then it fell through. And then, you know, I wanted to make sure that I got this video done for you because I know it's crazy, but our illustrators release is right around the corner. And I wanted to make sure to get this in. So I am not sure when that's going to happen. But we'll do a live together again for sure. Okay, so now we're going to mount this onto a black panel. I know you're shocked, right? So there isn't a layer for that, but I'll tell you what I use. I just line it up here, and I see where it ends. So it's at 3¼ inches. So I'm just going to make my black panel a little bit bigger than 3¼ inches, 1/8 of an inch up from that. And then this way, I don't know what I was thinking, but it's about 4 5/8. So I'm going to go to 4 3/4, but it's not quite 4 5/8. So I'm just going to go a little below 4 3/4, just a little below. And we'll see how that looks. That looks pretty good, right? That looks pretty good. I think I'll stick with that.
This is kind of like stamping on 2 levels, because you're stamping, and then you're postage stamping.
That's right. It's right. They're postage stamps. Stamp. I just went on the USPS website, and they've got some of the cutest holiday stamps for mailing your cards. And I did get all those cards out, everybody. So all the cards that people were waiting for. Okay, so I'm going to line this up the best that I can here. Okay. Does that look good? That looks pretty good. It's always a little harder when you cut them out yourself and you don't have a master layouts to lean on, but okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so before we get on with this card, I want to show you what I'm talking about and how you can make that front panel, but I am going to make this a front panel. Okay, so let me put my stamps away here. Where are they all? Here they are, this one, and here, this one. This is the most fun little set. It's got all these little doodads in it too, like these little starry things and these little open circles that are fun to cut, or fun to color. And then you can stamp these in color, and it just fills in. You know when you're doing a background and you do it, but there's like some empty spaces, and they're not big enough for a whole stamp, these really come in handy. Just grab this set and you can fill in any little empty places. Okay. All right, so let me get the die cutting machine again. I'm going to save this stencil to reuse. All righty. Okay. I'm going to back up here. So this is super easy to line up because it's exactly the same size as an A2 card base. Now, if you're using a side fold, let me find one here. I know I have one somewhere. Let me find, here's one. Hold on. I gotta grab one out of this package. Okay. So here's just a side fold card. It doesn't matter because it'll fit either way. So if you're doing a side fold card, you just line it up to the edge and cut. And this is going to be your score line right there. If you're going with this kind of card, you're just going to line it up the same way. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to secure this. Now, I do have some Masking Magic strips. I just don't have sheets right here. So I'm going to take one of the Masking Magic strips, and I'm just going to secure this down onto the plate, just so that it doesn't shift. And then I'm going to lay this right up to the edge. And I'm going to secure it again. You can use Masking Magic. You can use washi tape for this, whatever you want. But you just want to make sure that it doesn't shift. If you want to use more Masking Magic, grab another little strip and just keep everything down. Masking Magic I love because it doesn't tear the paper ever. Washi tape, there's always a chance, right? Okay. Alrighty. So now let's take this apart. Give get rid of the masking magic here on the top and the bottom. And you can definitely reuse this masking magic because it doesn't have any ink or anything on it. This off here on the side. And this off here on the side. Sorry if that just left a little residue on there. I can get that off with my mono sand eraser. Here it is. Let me just get that off real quick. Okay. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to score this, but you can see these can be used for other things. They can also be used to pop up things in the center of these. So you can always, instead of, you know, you could cut the postage stamp out with a different color and then you could just have white centers that you stamp on. So save these. They're always good for something. They're going with the vellum. Okay, so let me quick score this. I'm just scoring it off to the side here because I have completely run out of space. Okay. All right. So I've got my score line in there. And I'm just going to make that nice crease. Okay. And now let me show you what I was talking about. So if this was your card front, right, you could do a Peekaboo card. You could stamp. This is actually the perfect thing to use with the Very Silly season. This one here, this set, because you can have Christmas stockings hanging in one window. You can have this little Charlie Brown tree showing in one window. You can have the little gnome peeking out a window. So that's a really fun set to use for a Peekaboo card. But I'll show you how, if you want to do a panel like this, how to do it. So what you want to do is, here, let me get the die cutting machine out of the way so I can lay things flat. I don't want to make everybody's ears go. Sorry. All right. So I would lay this flat and I would put this underneath and line it up so that this matches the lines here, if that makes sense. Okay, like that. And then I would use that masking magic right across here to hold it in place. Then put your tape on the back and then tape it down like this. And then once it's taped down, then you can pull off your masking magic and it's in the right position. My masking magic doesn't want to let go here. So that when you open it up inside, you've got your design on the inside, right? Like that. And then when you close it, you've got the windows like that. Isn't that pretty? Just such a fun little, yeah, it conceals the black, right, Virginia? And then you open it up and it's like all cute on the inside. So I love that. Just something, I know it's not like me to conceal the black, right? But it would be really cute to have a nice big bold black greeting right on the front here that you just attach to this. And then when you open it up, it's like this on the inside. Now, if you want, you could just tape it to the top and put a little score line in, and then you would be able to lift it. Or you can even have your black panel a little bit longer and then fold it over and tape it down. And then it would have a little lift lid here that you could write your greeting in here. So tons of ways to use this. But I definitely want to use this for the outside of my card because I think it looks so pretty like that. Okay, but it is a fun way to do a peekaboo. Maybe I'll do a peekaboo in another video just to give this die set a little more love. And maybe we can get Jennifer back on. We'll see. Okay. All right, so I'm going to cut another card base here since I did cut that one up. I'm just going to cut this to 4 1/4 inches right here. And then I am going to score it at 5.5 inches. Okay. So this card is really simple. I know it feels like it's taking a long time to make it. It doesn't really take very long to make it if you stop talking and you just make it. But I'm going to adhere this to the front. That's just so festive. I even feel like this would be a really cute card to add the little sweater to. The ugly sweater. Doesn't it just feel like mittens and sweaters, and it's just got that look to it? That would have been nice if I would have centered that better. We'll do it again. It just was a little low. I know it didn't look terrible, but okay. So there is my, I know if I could figure out a way to put the vellum over this, I would, because I was looking at this. Maybe you guys know of a good vellum tape, because I can't find any. But I thought it would be so pretty to put these on top and just make it more misty looking. Isn't that really pretty? That's just the vellum on there. I just want to show you how pretty that looks. It just makes everything look so soft. So maybe what I could do is tape them all right like in that spot there and that spot there, and then put something like the sweater or something like that on top so that you don't see it there, and it would just be kind of loose over here. But I don't know. I haven't, maybe a Xyron? I don't know. I'd have to look. Yeah, it looks like frosted glass, right? I love that. Okay, so now I want to use something else that I didn't use from the last release, or from this release. I want to use, I got to find everything. Everything is everywhere. I want to use this holidays die. I want to use the holidays. And I might use the shadow and cut it in vellum. We'll see. Vellum scares me sometimes, trying to get it to not show through. But this black holidays might look just fine. And then I want to use one of the sentiment strips, if I can find those. Where are they? Let me see. I gotta find them. I have everything everywhere from the last release. From the little release party we did last Tuesday. I didn't clean anything up, so I've got everything laying around. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm not prepared. Well, maybe I don't have those, Tom. I don't think I have them. I have the poinsettia stencil. Maybe we'll do something else. All right, we're going to do something else. We're going to pivot because I don't have the sentiment strips. I know I showed them to everybody. Oh, here we go. See, the minute you give up, that's when you find them. Okay. So these are the sentiment strips. They're called Festive Greetings. It's just a little 2-pack, and you can make a lot of cards. So you can say, Happy Holidays. There's no place like home for the holidays, or wishing you a happy, and then you can cut the S off of this. So let's cut out the holidays die first, and we can make our decision then. Whew, I was sweating that. I need a place where I can set up this die cutting machine and not have to take it apart. Jammies always feel good. It's just you get home and you get out of the tight pants and the the uncomfortable everything. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to use the holidays die, and I have a piece of black cardstock here. I'm going to cut it with the die blade side up, and I'm going to just lay that piece of black right on there. Anytime I have a more intricate die, I like to use it blade side up. Okay. So let's pop this out. It's a very delicate little die. I love these. I love the font of this one. Isn't that so pretty? So let's take a look at it. Are we going to be able to see it? No, I think we're going to need maybe that little white. I'm going to go with white because I think the vellum isn't going to be enough. Well, it might be. It might be. I can definitely see. All right, we'll cut both to make sure. So I'm going to take the shadow die and I'll cut a piece out of this vellum. Got some vellum here. Just cut it right here at the very edge. And we'll look at it together. All right. Well, if I can use Zig or two-way glue, I definitely can use Gina K Designs Connect. So maybe I'll try that. We'll see. All right. So isn't that cute? I really love that. So maybe we'll try it. Try a little glue. Yeah, that does look cute. It's just fuzzy enough that it blocks out the background a little bit, but it doesn't ruin the integrity of the design because you can still see it through there. So we'll try this. We'll go with it. All right, and then we are going to cut one of these out. Now, I think I want to stick with the word holidays. So we could do happy holidays, or we could do there's no place like home for the holidays. Now, I don't know if I have a die that's going to fit that. So I'm going to look at a couple here. I'm going to look at master layouts too and see if that will work. If that works, maybe I'll use that. But if that doesn't work, I might just cut it with the paper cutter. So there's no, oh, that works. Look at that. I didn't expect that to work. That's very exciting. And it's a nice little flag too, which is kind of fun. Okay, so I'm going to set this up on this plate. And I'm going to use some washi tape to cut it out. I do need a little side table. You're right. Okay, so I think this is going to look good because this has stitching, so it's a little bit thicker of a border. That looks pretty even. Let's get one side down. And then we'll make sure the other side is good. There we go. So did you guys have a lot of trick-or-treaters? I'll tell you what we did, because we're so dumb. Tom and I decided on Saturday night that we would go out and get some dinner. Not paying any attention to our local neighborhood's trick-or-treat. We looked in the newsletter of our city, and it was supposed to be trick-or-treat on Monday night, so we weren't worried about it. But I guess our own little neighborhood decided to do trick-or-treating on Saturday night instead. So Tom and I were out eating dinner and our Ring doorbell was going off and I felt so terrible. I bought I don't know. I bought big candy, you know, because I wanted to be the cool mom in the neighborhood. So I bought big candy and I bought so much of it. Okay, so look how cute that is. And I'm going to zoom in here. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera, but tell me if you can, Tom. Can they see that the stitching in there makes it look white?
I see the stitching.
Yeah, isn't that cool? Oh, I love that. That's actually really good. Okay, you had 600 plus kids? So Tom and I ate. I never saw us eat so fast. And we flew home and we caught the second hour of trick-or-treating, but I think we missed all the cute little kids. Not that the other kids aren't cute. They're all cute, but you know what I'm saying, like the little babies that can only make it 5 houses and then they want to go home. We missed all of them. Okay, so this is going to go here. There's no place like home for the, and then holidays we're going to do this way. Okay. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect glue this to this vellum. Let me find some connect glue here. Okay. So I'm going to add Connect Glue onto the back here. Just tiny little dots. The glue always takes a little longer to dry on the vellum too, which I probably should have done. This should have been the first thing I did tonight. But you know me, I don't even know what I'm going to make until I get here. I only know what I'm going to use if I'm going to use a product. I don't know what it's going to look like. You're finding out when I'm finding out. So yeah. So I thought, well, maybe we'll get a second wave on Monday night, since that was actually Halloween and that's when it was scheduled. But I guess everybody in our neighborhood already knew that trick-or-treating was done. Okay. So just press that down. That was not a lot of glue. Let me. First, I want to pick this little thing out of here that's in there so it doesn't dry on there. And then I'm just going to smash it down with a block for a second. Okay. And then while that's drying, I'm going to add some sequins onto here. So I'm thinking, I've been using the gold. I'm going to use the silver because I have tons of these little silver metallic little doohickeys in here. So why don't we get this placed where we think we want it? And I'll put a few of the metallic things, metallic pearls, up here on these two to start. You had 4 kids come. That's not that many. But I guess it's better. I know some people, you know, they get the candy and they live out in the country and they don't have anybody. But, you know, they don't want to not have the candy. So I'm just filling in some of the empty holes. And then if there's a big spot, I'll use a bigger one. Like that. And then if there's tiny spots, I'll use these little tiny ones. Ooh, I like the silver on this. I like when they're in the right direction and I don't have to try to turn them over. You guys have seen me on that struggle bus. That's a lot of glue there. Use a tiny one up there. We'll get a bigger one down here. If that spot's even open. Alrighty. I'm definitely using more of the tiny ones. I could have used a bigger one here. Okay, I think this is going to be dry enough. Now I'm going to try to aim the glue just where the black is. How's that for being a trickster? So maybe it will stay where I want it. Whoever wins this card tonight, you'll have to let me know if the greeting was laying loose in the envelope because of the way I did this. But you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going right on to where I can see the black through there. Because vellum, everything shows through. Just a couple more dots and we'll be good to go. I want to get enough everywhere that it sticks. Okay, I might have to do this Mindy Egan trick with the tweezers here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put it down here near the bottom. My biggest problem is I can't let go of the tweezers. That's my problem. I think this is the ticket, guys. Did I make it crooked? I don't think it's too bad. I think that'll look okay. What do you guys think? You think it's okay? Or should I try to finagle it a little? I don't know if I can. I think I'll leave it just where it is. And then maybe I'll use a little foam tape on this to pop it up. All right, let me get that. So I'm using this gigantic thermoweb tape. Look at that. Why is that so big? It's so big. I mean, it's great, but it's big. Look at that thing. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed at the crookedness, and you know I want to play with it, and I want to try to lift it, and I want to try to move it, but I don't think I can. I think it'll be okay. At least it's scripty, so it's not the worst thing. Okay, so I'm going to use a little of this foam tape here. What I really need to do is use the back of some Masking Magic when I cut the foam tape. The stuff that you peel Masking Magic off of, that backing. Okay. There's no place like home for the holidays. Make sure that's even. That is. Okay. And then we'll add a couple more little gems down here. Maybe one in there. One up here. Okay. Yeah, I know this card took a long time. Hopefully it was worth it. Our time together is always worth it to me. I love to spend time with you guys. So, and hopefully you learned a little bit about this die set and some fun things you can do with it. Okay, well, there's my finished card. Yeah, I like the stitching on there too. I think the stitching with that, you know, postage kind of finish works really well together. All right. Well, we got done just a few minutes early tonight, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to give this card away.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. Oh, we can go closer. See, I thought we were going to overtake it. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So somebody's going to take this home. Now, if you're new to Gina K Designs, the way that you enter to win a card is just by leaving a comment at some part during the live. So Tom goes through and he just randomly kind of spins up and down the comments and randomly closes his eyes and clicks the mouse and stops on one. And that is our winner. So who'd you stop on tonight, Tom?
We got a drum roll. The winner is Kim Rosset. Kim Rosset.
Kim. Congratulations, Kim. All right. Well, Kim, all you have to do is send your name and address to info@ginakdesigns.com, and I will send this card out to you. And you can tell me if the holidays actually stayed on. I think they will. I have faith. All right, everybody. Well, this was so much fun. I hope you enjoyed tonight's live. I hope that you will give this a try. I think you guys are really going to have a lot of fun with this die set. If you haven't, and if you don't have it, maybe put it on your wish list because it might be something you want to do down the line. And remember, you can do any kind of card with this die set. It doesn't have to be holiday themed, but since we're in holiday season and it's my holiday card series, that's what we're doing from now through close to Christmas. All right, everybody. Well, Tom and I will be back Thursday, right? Thursday at noon Central Time for another Crafternoon with you guys. And then I'll be back over the weekend with another 5-minute card video. Until then, we hope you'll stay safe and healthy. And we love you all so very much. And we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.